Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Warframe showcase video. Today we are finally covering Follie. I didn't grind her, I ended up buying her since I ended up getting the Mesa heirloom skin, which I love. She's been kind of an interesting Warframe. I definitely am having more fun than I thought I would with her. And I'm trying to work out a build. It's not complete. I am gonna put form and stuff in her to kind of like put respect out of the fact that the grind was really hard and she's really fun Warframe. So we're gonna go over her abilities. We're gonna go over her passive. We're gonna go over what's up. I am going to take everything off right now so you can see. If you're wondering why I have what I have, the Nautilus is to group people up. I feel like it helps her out a lot. And I'm running the shotgun just because I feel like her third draws just so much attention from her that I can just go and pick people off, and this for reasons and this just cause I'm just leveling things up. But yeah, this is what I'm currently running with right now. It's a work in progress, but I still need to figure something out. So yeah, we're gonna swap this over. And she does have this Archon shard, but it's just damage on corrosive damage on her abilities. But that because her abilities for to my surprisement do corrosive damage or something. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, we're gonna go over the base stats. We're gonna go over what's up. So this is max rank, no mods. Um, she does have max rank once again, no mods. 585 in health. She has 325 in shields. She has 325 in armor. She has 225 in energy. And because she's a big girl, she runs a bit slower at 0.95. So with this alone, to me, she is kind of tanky. That's why I'm going with more survival on my main build. So yeah, so she has an interesting passive. Her passive is Inkblot. Inkblot, what it does is once you hit enemies with an ability and they get hit with ink, it has a chance of slowing them down. No, it slows them down, and then they have a 20% chance of dropping health or energy orbs. Health or health and. Yeah, health and energy orbs, which is really good. So she's always going to have energy and health. And yeah, so that's what that looks like. So her first ability is called Forced Perspective. Essentially, what she does is she's supposed to drop a painting, come out the other way wherever you aim. It is an aimed ability. I'm not gonna go into damage numbers, but I do just want to show how that looks like. So you hold it, you look where you want to go, you drop in, you go out, and when you get out, you splash enemies around you, right? We're gonna show you how that looks like with enemies, so you can see what's up. So I'm gonna do it away from him because I don't think there is splash on the entry. I think it's just splash on the exit. And mind you, there is a little bit of an invulnerability phase when you do this, so keep that in mind. I am gonna circle back to what I just said, by the way, because there is potential for this first ability to be really good. So I'm going right there. I get in, I get out, and those people are hit with Inkblot. Those guys are slowed, and they take a little bit of damage upon exiting. So what I do want to test out, just to make sure I'm not wrong, I'm gonna be focusing on these guys. If there is splash going in and splash coming out, then fine, but we'll see what's up. So I'm gonna get into here. These guys get hit. Okay, so there is a little bit of splash going in and splash coming out. So my issue with this ability, and it is a good ability to like move around. It is a good ability for It's a good ability for invulnerability. Is that I think it would be good, or even to have it as an augment, where instead of having a little area where you can create a little bit of an ink thing when you get out and in, I think it would be really good where the radius is a lot bigger, where you sort of create a puddle going in and a puddle coming out. So that way, if you teleport really far, you can cover an area, a bigger area, with her first ability. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this ability does get affected with range. but I guess it's only how far. I don't think the radius of the of where you go in and out is affected. So yeah, I do want to say that to you if for whatever reason you end up watching this. I hope you see what I'm saying. It's a good ability, don't get me wrong. I like the ability. But there is potential here to make it good, even if it's through an augment where when you go in, you leave a like a big puddle, and then you leave that same big puddle when you get out to cover an area to make use of your passive. I think this would definitely make it more useful. I do like the ability though. It's a good way. It's a good way to give yourself a little bit of vulnerability. But yeah. So let me go knock these guys out real quick. Um, it is a good ability, but it is a good ability, but I feel like it has potential to help with their passive more, in my opinion. And I think the area of the ink range should be more with range to help that ability, you know. So second ability is basically her Shadowgraph. She's able to draw and conjure up certain things, which at first I didn't think was a big deal. By the way, whatever barrels you spawn, I think they have like random effects on them, like status effects. Like if I drop another one, it's gonna be, oh no, I guess it's cold. That's weird. Oh, that's weird. In some missions, like you get fire and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, so this ability was better than I thought it would. Aside from dropping an RPG, and this arc trap for me was really good because what you can essentially do is drop it, stun a bunch of enemies, and that arc trap deals a lot of damage. I was not expecting that from this thing. I was expecting it to be as weak as the Grenier one is, but no, it was actually really good. This has been kind of my go-to when I'm in a group of enemies or if I'm like in a survival. So I've been having I'm having a lot of fun with that ability. Um, and I don't look at this ability as, oh, what do I think we need? What I look at this ability as is what status can I spread? Which is a good way to look at it because you have access to a bunch of things. So let me clear out these guys real quick. Cast it. So you tap to cast it, and then you hold it to bring out the wheel. So this explosive barrel is good. Sometimes, like I said, you can get random elements. So it's a good way to spread some status or just kill enemies. This is a good way to spread electricity. This is just an RPG. Um, I think this is for, what is it for? It's for, yeah, that's for alchemy. They each go on a cooldown, by the way. So like this is on like a 22-second cooldown. This death orb is a good way to spread radiation status, which I actually really like because as enemies get close, or if you're like surrounded by enemies or you're doing a survival, you drop that in, and not only enemies are taking damage, but they're getting hit with radiation. And radiation is good because of crowd control. It's good because well, it's a death orb and it deals a lot of damage to the enemies as it is. So I'm just gonna wait for them to get closer. Drop it right there. And as you can see, not only are they getting hit by the lasers, but they're attacking each other, most of them, and they're taking damage from the death orb. So it's pretty cool. I can see there being an augment or an ability to where like at least a death orb, if you're wearing a prime frame, can give you energy. I think that'd be super cool. I said as an augment just because having that on the base would be, while it would be cool, I think it'd be like broken. So that's what's up. What else does she have in her Shadowgraph? She can drop this, which is a turret. Is it a turret? I think it's a turret. And she can drop a luck surge, which is pretty good because if you activate it, you can get a bonus, which is a random ass buff, and it goes into a 7-minute cooldown. And then you can drop ammo, you can drop a launch pad if you want to go up, You can drop the Lost Spirit, which is good for finding certain things. Like if you're hunting for Syndicate medallions or whatever, this is good for that. You got life support capsule if you're running out, and you got a power cell for excavators and a defense capsule to draw enemy fire, and a conduit key for disruption missions. So yeah, this is utility. It's pretty good. I use the ones that I use a lot are the arc trap and the death orb, and then I'll use this if I'm doing like an endless mission. But yeah, there's a lot of potential with this, and also one thing to note with her is if you go down to the arsenal, you can see Shadowgraph. You can customize the way certain things look. So, yeah. All right. So let's pause the AI again. So now her third ability is very interesting because she starts it off small. You deploy a little version of you, and as you kill enemies within her radius, it gets bigger. So this is kind of what you're gonna want to run with if you're doing some sort of like survival and keep enemies focused on. It slows them down, and I think it draws fire away from you to it. I think I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me double check real quick, so I don't want to give out wrong information. Let's go to the third ability, self-portrait. Draw ink if absorb damage dealt to Follie and allies below. Okay. Yeah, no. So all it does is it just it takes whatever damage they do to you to her. But I do think, I guess, for an augment for her, it would be cool if you deploy it and she naturally just draws fire away from you and your teammates to her. I don't know. I could see that being an interesting augment. And the reason I pair this with her is because the Corinth Prime is because it's alt fire. Once everyone's slowed down, once everyone's within her radius, she pretty much stays that size. And all you gotta do if they're clustered up is just set them up, blow them up, and there you go. This is pretty much what you're gonna wanna deploy when you are in like let's say a survival, you're trying to defend something, you want to have a good form of crowd control. That's pretty much what it is. It's pretty good. I like it. Now we're going to go over a fourth ability. So our fourth ability, I forget what it's called. Let me go see what it's called. Her fourth ability is plain air, I think. So essentially what this does is you set everyone up in balloons. You can pop them, but the way they intended you to work this is you have them up there, and if enemies come underneath it, you can pop one, and they'll go down and they'll drop with them, which is also why I bought this, because it's a good way to cover a whole room, especially when you get enemies and they're clustered up like that. All you can do is just hit your alternate fire. So once again, do this. Oh, I didn't do anything. Do this. Go up. And if you do shoot them and they survive, they do take fall damage. Sometimes they just pop on their own as well. So just keep that in mind. It's a good way to spread the Inkblot. Honestly, I can't think of any other alternative uses for this aside from just that. And yeah, so that's pretty much what her abilities are. She's a very fun frame, believe it or not. I know that she got a lot of hate when people were talking about her and stuff, making a big deal about how she looks and stuff. But overall, she's solid. She's a good support frame. She's good with crowd control, with her passive. Her abilities are kind of fun. Well, not kind of. Her abilities are actually fun. And there's a lot of uses for her. I'm trying to figure out how to build her. So at least what I'm going to do for now, for the people who want to get into her, the people who are really picking her up or want to know what's up, I'm going to give you a bit of a template. Bit of disclaimer though, any set mods you can get from Cetus, Deimos, and Fortuna. Any prime mods, you got to keep your Alpha Barrel Katir. I know he just passed this weekend, so you got to wait a couple weeks. He'll come by every 2 weeks, and he'll have random prime mods. And any corrupted mods that I use, you can join a clan, build a corrupted hollow key, or all four of them, and then go farm the derelict vaults by yourself. Those missions are pretty easy, so much as you know what to do and where to look. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So also, if you're wondering what I went with sort of an emo chick. I don't know. I feel like it's fitting for her. And my initial thing was this, cause reasons. But yeah. So let's get into the modding. So she does come with a deep polarity. I think I added some extra polarities. I think I added one extra polarity. So for the aura mod for her, given what she has, you can go. I don't know. I just slapped on Dreamer's Bond on her because it makes sense. She has sort of a support role, so go down that path. And let's see. So for new players or mid game players, all that stuff. If I use a prime variant, the base variant does the same thing. It's just the stats for the prime are like doubled, I think. So for starters, we're gonna hit our energy, so we're gonna get flow for energy. For survivability, she is already tanky, in my opinion. So I'm gonna throw on Prime Vigor just cause Vigor or Prime Vigor if you have it. It's a very good mod. If you don't have that, you can go either with Vitality. So my second choice I would go to, leaning on the health. Since she does already have a lot of armor and shield. So yeah. So we got the survivability done. Then we're gonna throw on some. I don't think she needs uh a lot of strength. So, but we're just gonna go with intensify, and we're gonna lean in on range and duration. So we'll just throw that for strength, and then we'll go with stretch for some range. How much does this go for? 1 second. Where you at? I think we'll go with this, and then we'll add some more strength to offset it a little bit. So we have some. We'll go. Where is it at? I'm looking for auger secrets. There it is. So we'll put that on there, and then we can throw on some continuity or prime continuity if you want for duration, because you want to keep her abilities up as much as you can. And then what else? See, so we have intensify. We have that. And this last mod could be whatever you want it to be, honestly. She drops a lot of health and energy, so that's good. I know that's an end game mod. Then what else can we throw on there? I'm gonna throw on Auger Reach for more range. So that's what that looks like. Um, you don't have to go exactly for negative strength. It'll still get the job done. If you don't have this, it's fine. You can just throw on stretch, reach, intensify. You can replace this with something else if you want to go with more um, strength. But I don't feel like she needs it. I feel like a lot of what helps her out is range and duration, and I'm gonna show you how they look like now. So scale these up to we'll do level 90 just cuz. Confirm. So if I were to drop this arc trap, let's say like right here, it should cover a lot of huge area. So yeah, it's covering a lot of area, it's dealing a lot of damage. Drop it over here. And then, oh, let me knock out the rest of the guys. That one's dead. This one is gone. Let me spawn them up. Let's test out the first ability. So that was the second ability. The other ones, you know how they're going to perform. So this one, range, I think just affects how far you can go with it. Did you get hit with that? What the? Hold on. If this covers a whole area, it might have been wrong. Oh my god. I did not know that. So I guess the range does affect the splash radius of when you go in and out. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I thought that was sort of fixed to a certain location because my main build is through range and duration. Very interesting. I think they should make it a puddle and make it more visible. But that's cool. You know, you learn something. It's fine. Third ability, it just covers more range when you deploy it. And as it is, it's already big from when we filled it up earlier. So this is what it's going to look like. It covers a massive area. So yeah, pretty cool. And all you're using her is just for slowing down enemies and all that stuff. Bruh. And then let me knock out the rest of these guys. And it's just playing around it, honestly. It's pretty cool. I like her abilities. And then so the duration lasts really long. My god, that covers a huge range. Does it blanket this whole area? Hold up. Jesus, I created a monster. So if I spawn enemies, are they covered in... Yeah, they are. Nice. But yeah, that's basically her third ability. Oh my god. Literally. Let's cast your fourth ability. This is just gonna cover a wider area. And if I want to pop them, do that. They'll take fall damage. They'll die anyway. There you go. And yeah, that's pretty much how her abilities are. That's how they scale. That's the mod setup we have meant for either new players or new players or people who are interested in Foley. It's just a template for you to try out. It's nothing too serious. If you want to build differently from that, by all means. I'm not sort of a meta person. You build however you want. It's Warframe. Have fun. Experiment. And yeah, so I do want to say this. We are going to go into a bit of a live demonstration on the second half. If you made it this far to the video, you don't have to stay for the last part. It's just going to be me either yapping or trying to show off what's up. To show her how she cycles. So if you're interested in that, you can stay. If not, you can click off. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want more, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And there will be more as newer frames come up. I have done the others, all of the others. And I feel like I need to update some other ones because they've gotten reworks and stuff. But we'll see. For now, if you made it this far, you don't want to watch the live demonstration of how she plays, it's okay. Thank you for being here. And let me know what you think of Foley. If you want to stick around for the live demonstration, give me 1 second. We will be right back. Alright, so we're back. I equipped my Nautilus again. And I went back to my build. Kind of show y'all what's up. We are going to see what mission we want to do because I don't know what's a good way to show off her abilities. I need to kill this lich soon, honestly. Super annoying.
Just for me, none for you. Smart me. Yes.
I am thinking we go into a survival to kind of show off what's up. And I do be thinking we go into Mott. We go Mott. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do Nightmare Mott. And just so you can kind of see the flow of how she's gonna roll. And kind of just yap a little bit. Hopefully I can have this video out today, Monday, because I'm recording this day. I woke up early and started doing this. Oh, do that, do that. There you go. By the way, be aware that the night waves are gonna end soon. Is it August 12th or something? I'm telling you, man, that arc trap ability is super good. Hit her with a bonk. Love it. Don't love that. Okay, need to get to like a better area. Y'all need to move. I don't want to die. You know what? I gotta cast it. I don't need to add that freaking. Just need to regain my health because I am in a bad spot. Okay, let's move. So we can find a better area.
Behold the Tenno, come to scavenge and desecrate this sacred realm.
Which way do I go? Over here, yes, finally. Alright. Put this over here.
Tell of this day, did I not prophesize this moment?
There's 4.
It is time. I will teach these trespassers the redemptive power of my Yakish field. They will learn its simple truth. This death
You talk too much.
temporary. My existence is forever. I cannot be destroyed.
You just died, sir. That's gonna hurt. Ow. There you go. That's pretty much what you gotta do. Just play around her third ability. And spread as much of the ink as you can. And if you're in a bad spot, just hit that. Bruh. This has not been my day to aim, honestly. I got off Overwatch earlier. Not good. Let's see what else. So we got that. What else can I show off? Let's put this over. Oh, wrong thing. Whoa. Put that there. There you go. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that's what that does. That's pretty much as he plays. Pretty cool. Very simple frame. Very I don't want to say basic, but very good. She's good at what she does, which is just crowd control, spreading status, and definitely a frame worth checking out in my opinion. 100%. The grind is kind of annoying, but you know what? I feel like it's worth it. Like, when a squad, a lot of people would like to have it around. Mainly because of just how much energy orbs she drops. You don't even need to take, like, anything crazy for her. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to show you all. That's pretty much what she does. I would love to stay here longer, but I think I showed everything I had to show off here. If you're ever in a pickle, like I said, just do that. You have some invulnerability phase, and you'll be good to go. As long as you're spreading your Inkblot all over the place, you can survive just about anything. Alright, if you made it this far, I hope the stuff I showed you was enough to make you understand how to play her, how to cycle her abilities, when to use what. Her second ability is really cool. I like that. I like that it zaps people. Definitely does more damage than I thought it would. The Death Orb is also really fun. Everything else is more utility. So, yeah, if you made it this far, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Foley. How do you think I should build her? Because I have no idea for builds on her. I'm just leaning on range and duration and hoping for the best. And yeah. Anyways, with that being said, I'll let you all go. Have a good week. Happy Monday, and I'll catch you all later.